13 views. There was a man I knew who helped a former head of state's wife gain access to her husband whilst the latter was in detention and when his life was in danger, even though he had never met him. There was a man I knew who gave $100,000 to a leading traditional ruler who was in need and wanted to go on a trip to America with his delegation, even though he had never met him. There was a man I knew who bought a beautiful Jeep for a former Nigerian/British football star who spent much of the time in his church. There was a man I knew who stood by the family of a leading SAN when the latter was kidnapped even though they had never met. There was a man I knew who stood by the family of a former Minister of Aviation when the latter was in detention even though they had never met. There was a man I knew who fed more poor people and paid the school fees of more young people than all the other men of God in Nigeria put together. There was a man I knew who read about how the entire family of a young boy from Delta State was wiped out by assassins whilst the boy himself was left for dead with a cut throat, but who took the boy into his church, treated him in hospital, counseled him, sent him to school, took care of all his needs and raised him as his own son. Picture shows Cameroonian man honored TB Joshua with artwork done with chalk and sound. Photo source, BBC. There was a man I knew who gave shelter to the homeless, food to the hungry, clothes to the naked and spiritual and physical succor to the needy more than any other. There was a man I knew who counseled and led millions of people all over the world to give their lives to Christ and become born again. There was a man I knew who filled football stadiums in South America, the Far East, Asia, Africa, Europe, the Middle East and indeed all over the world with his remarkable soul-winning and earth-shaking crusades. There was a man I knew who gave scholarships to thousands of young people to study all over the world and who took care of thousands of widows and orphans. There was a man I knew who footed the bills of many cancer patients and those that suffered from other terminal illnesses. Therese was a man I knew who hated injustice and persecution with a passion and who helped and supported the vulnerable, the weak, the persecuted, the oppressed and the misrepresented and maligned more than any other. There was a man I knew who set up the most popular and powerful satellite television station on the African continent to propagate the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ and to display his glorious and remarkable healing and loving power. There was a man I knew who was a real patriot, who loved his country Nigeria, who loved his continent Africa and who loved the church more than any other. There was a man I knew who flew more refugees from foreign lands back home to Nigeria and fed and gave them jobs more than any other. There was a man I knew who never responded to his detractors and critics and who preached nothing but love and forgiveness. Picture shows final resting place of TB Joshua. There was a man I knew who was gifted in the prophetic, who worked many miracles in the name of the Lord and who always gave God the glory. There was a man I knew whose church attracted 6 out of every 10 foreigners that come to Nigeria. There was a man I knew who was better known and more loved and respected than any other Nigerian living or dead in the nations of the world. There was a man I knew who prayed into power and counseled many world leaders and presidents than any other. There was a man I knew who was more comfortable in the company of the poor than he was in the company of the rich. There was a man I knew who suffered more persecution and tragedy than any other man of God in Nigeria without ever complaining. There was a man I knew who derived more joy in giving than receiving and whose charitable works and humility was second to none. There was a man I knew who preferred to build prayer retreats with beautiful trees, beautiful animals and beautiful flowers than private universities. There was a man I knew who inspired more than any other, who always made time for those in despair, pain and anguish, who always allayed the fears of those he counseled and who offered the best advice that anyone could ever hope for. There was a man I knew who believed that kindness to even the cruel and loving even the unlovable was the duty of every follower of Christ. There was a man I knew who never forgot his roots and who took pleasure in telling others about his humble beginnings. There was a man I knew who never judged others, who prayed for his enemies, who loved those that hated him and who helped as many Muslims, Jews, Hindus and Buddhists as he did Christians. There was a man I knew who was closer to being an angel than any other person that I have ever met before in my entire life. That man's name was Temitope Balogun Joshua, the founder of the Synagogue Church of All Nations. He was a great prophet of the living God whose remarkable ministry and extraordinary works shook the entire world and brought solace and hope to several generations. He passed on a few days ago and we God glory for his life. Until the end of time he shall be remembered and celebrated for being the kind-hearted, loving, caring and generous soul that he was. He was one of God's end-time generals and his fruits and works speak for him. Picture shows a rumored and alleged CNN report claiming a mysterious angel appeared at TB Joshua burial. Photo, unnamed. Godspeed and fare thee well, brother, and please rest in peace. You ran your course, you fought a good fight, you did us proud and you earned your crown. We will never forget you and the impact you made in our respective lives. We shall meet again at the marriage feast of the Lamb, and until then we shall hold on to your words and remember your counsel. We shall be strong and bold in all things and at all times, and we shall keep our flag of compassion, courage, honor and faith flying. This is not the end but only the beginning of our journey into eternity. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy power? For even in the grave, Jesus is Lord. I close with David's famous words when he learned apart the passing of King Saul and his friend Jonathan. He said, "Tell it not in Gath, proclaim it not in the streets of Ashkelon, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle? O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thine high places. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan, very pleasant hast thou been unto me, thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. How are the mighty fallen and the weapons of war perished?" 2 Samuel 1, 20, 25-27. I weep at your passing, my brother TB. Adieu and shalom, great prophet of the living God and great son of Nigeria. Ad Views exclusive rights, Femi Fani Kayode, former Minister of Aviation, Nigeria, June 19, 2021. Kindly support our vision of building a community of 1 million pen soldiers whose successes will be judged based on positive development in the society. What TB Joshua did, more than all other men of God in Nigeria June 21, 2021. There was a man I knew who helped a former head of state's wife gain access to her husband whilst, place bounty on your leaders, not Nnamdi Kanu, Northern Senator tells Northern Youths June 19, 2021. Senator Shu Sani has asked the Northern Youths under the umbrella body of Northern Consensus Movement to redirect to their, under or Northern Clerics prayed, curse the leaders, spare the terrorists, under PMB, Nigeria is now a country of one people, two governments, two prayers Senator Shu Sani June 18, 2021. Former Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from Kaduna Central, Shu Sani has condemned the ingenuity of some northern, Borno, Yobe, other northeastern states now relatively peaceful Buhari June 17, 2021. We owe you a debt of gratitude, give no breathing space to terrorists, criminals, President Buhari tells military, security agencies. New Koas Farouk Yahya joined the army 36 years ago, but he's 31 years in service _N/Army June 16, 2021. Our attention has been drawn to a publication by an online news medium National Mail Online where it was reported, the man we interview is Buhari, not Jubril from Sudan Reuben Abadi June 16, 2021. Reuben Abadi, former presidential spokesperson to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has said the man the Arise News Television in this day, why bandits killed 323, kidnapped 949 people in Kaduna State Nnamdi Kanu June 16, 2021. Following media reports that terrorist group mainly referred to as bandits have killed over 323 people and kidnapped over 949, Biafra agitation, Nnamdi Kanu goes biblical June 16, 2021. There are strong indications that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and other Biafra agitators, bandits have changed our way of life in Niger State Governor Sani Bello June 15, 2021. Bandits have forced us to change our way of life in Niger State. They stopped our children from going to school, stopped us from traveling on our roads, stopped farmers from going to farm, and now they are trying to stop our children from going to Islamic school. But we will not be intimidated, we will not allow that to happen, we will continue to live our normal lives. Terrorism, scores of residents have been displaced, nearly every town in Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawalle June 15, 2021. Text of the special broadcast by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Zamfara State, Honorable Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawalle, Moan. Watch video, Obi Ezekwesili, maybe Buhari sent Kankara science students on excursion to terrorists December 18, 2020. Buhari is the most selfish Nigerian I know. Watch full video Madopikin, instead of spending money on side chicks, appreciate your family January 12, 2021. Instead of spending money on side chicks, appreciate your family members who raised and stood by you, I love you. Video. Terrorists release video of travelers with babies kidnapped in Minna February 17, 2021. A video of more than 18 passengers abducted by terrorist group on Sunday along Minna Kontagora Road went viral on social. Video, President Muhammadu Buhari is no longer with us, about or yet to join our ancestors _Dino Mele #Osazuwa Akanito March 4, 2021. Senator Dino Melaye few minutes ago alleged that President Muhammadu Buhari is no longer with Nigerians. Dino Melaye. Video, passengers do run away with my money _ amputee hawker Mary Daniel # Osazuwa Akanito # friends April 12, 2021. Mary Daniel, an amputee water seller in her personal experience video documentary she had with Punch newspaper said some passengers. Video, our parents need us. Kidnapped Kaduna students beg for life # Osazuwa Akanito March 13, 2021. Students of College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka in Kaduna State kidnapped on Thursday night by terrorists have cried out for. Video, Nigerians react as little girl looks helpless calling late father, aide to Governor Obaseki who died over inability to pay medical bill # Osazuwa Akanito March 7, 2021. Insults and expression of displeasure against the person of Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki is currently trending on social media. Video, Nigerians block Buhari Gate in London, UK police smiles with protesters # Osazuwa Akanito # harass Buhari out off London April 3, 2021. Reno Omokri, former presidential aide on new media to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan yesterday matched action with words as he led. Video, Niger Delta militants to begin hostilities, says, soldiers only raping, killing innocent people # Osazuwa Akanito February 23, 2021. A new set of Niger Delta militants has threatened to begin hostilities if the amnesty program granted years ago by. Video, Myanmar military government orders security forces to shoot protesters at forehead # Osazuwa Akanito # Wachapenanjai Myanmar # reject military coup # hear the voice of Myanmar # save Myanmar citizens # crimes against humanity March 27, 2021. Myanmar military government headed by Min Aung Hlaing has ordered security forces to shoot protesters at forehead and backhead.